is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake,
Can't do that.
I'm waiting for you, sir. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What? What, Tyler? 2 episodes in 1 week?
Oh, I think it's kind of funny that that you guys are allowing me over to your house twice.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Please.
Stop coming
Stop
over.
it.
So tired of you.
I love you, but get out.
Love you. Now get out.
Get. Episode 170. Wow. Can you believe that? 170.
How many years is that?
14? Well, this past June was 2 years. So
Okay.
we've been doing this show for over almost 3
2 years and 3 months.
Yeah. We're just a baby.
I'm beside myself.
Well, wait a minute. Might be 3 years. Because we started it before my son was born.
Yeah.
And my son's only 2 years old. So we've been doing this for 3 years.
Did we start this
No,
in
it's
your
in 21.
new place?
No, we did it in my old apartment. Like at the end of that. So,
Really?
So yeah, we've been doing this since 21. It was June of 21, not 22. Because, yeah, it was before, because I didn't move into
Well,
this.
I feel like we've been friends for decades.
We haven't had this. We had this current setup starting in September of 21. So yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I feel old.
Well, that's what I mean. Like this past
Where
month.
did the time go?
That's what I told my wife. I was like, this past month, I'm like, we've been living here for 3 years. It's crazy. Time is a flat circle. But anyway, this is going to be the new norm, by the way, this schedule of this coming out on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Disney and Warner Brothers decided to just
fuck us.
And where are we? Time has gone by.
2:05 is
Okay, because I realized that up until we said that, we hadn't sworn or sang.
We just did the whoa thing. We didn't sing it.
No, we didn't sing.
We didn't.
So anyway, but they decided to fuck us because they have they have
I mean, they
Penguin.
did.
Well, obviously they don't care.
They
But
fucked us like Michael Bay.
Penguin is on Sunday because Max is still beholden to the stupid thing called a fucking cable channel.
Yeah, it's an HBO show, so
Yes.
it has to come out
yes.
on Sundays.
Fucking suck it, okay? So that's and besides that, it doesn't come out till like Sunday evening. It's not one of those cool shows that I can wake up Sunday morning and watch. You know,
Yeah, 'cause
like
it's got to sync up when it goes live on
at
HBO.
least and Disney Plus is doing this with Agatha on Wednesdays. It's on at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and I'm like, go fuck yourself. Give it to me
I know.
on Wednesday at 2 a.m. so I can wake up on
Okay,
Wednesday.
let's
and
ask
watch
about.
it.
Let's talk about that.
What?
Real brief. Because people have issue with that. People freak out about it and of like, well, and a lot of the times it's mostly like content creators, like podcasters and stuff. But they're like, wow, this 6-episode, 6-hour-long documentary on Vince McMahon is coming out at 3 a.m. my time or 2 a.m. Coming out at midnight Pacific, but 2 a.m. where we live. And whatever. I'm like, then just fucking watch it later. Like, what? Who cares? And and then there's also the thing of like, do you prefer the weekly versus the all at once? And with something like the McMahon documentary, I prefer all 6 episodes to be out.
I don't mind either
But
way.
like Agatha and like Penguin, I like talking about it each week.
Sure. Yeah.
It is weird because time is a flat circle and we've kind of come back around.
Good thing we never did Only Murders in the Building.
But we've come back around when now all the streaming services make it that we're just fucking paying for cable again.
Basically.
And then now we've turned it where like we're tired of doing the binge thing and we prefer to have a weekly discussion. Like it's funny how that works.
It depends. Like, I mean, I've seen stuff. Only Murders in the Building is one show in particular that releases the whole thing on the day it comes out. Everything. The whole season. And I liked that when season 2 came out because I just finished season 1. I still haven't seen any of season 3.
I haven't
and now they have
season
season
1.
4.
At this point, I haven't finished season 1. At this point, I'm just going to wait for the thing to end and just watch it all when it's over.
Like The Wire.
Anyway, we're getting way off track here.
Hey, we might be getting off topic, but that's part of the show, A. And B, it's not like we have a fat fucking show and, oh, my God, we got to get to it.
Yeah, we really only...
Why don't you calm down,
We're
mister?
mostly talking about
I'm
one
making
thing.
a point.
So I want to just be clear on our schedule. So it's coming out on Wednesdays so we can sync up with Penguin. We're going to be behind on Agatha.
We'll be recording on Tuesday.
Yes.
We're going to be behind, but we can't really do it on Thursdays because I don't want to.
We have other things going on. So
football.
Well, Tuesday is the best time to do it now with Penguin because that gives us at least 2 days to catch up. Because I had to catch up and watch it like early this morning because I fell asleep trying to watch it
what
last
you
night.
shouldn't do is watch TV laying down.
That probably would be a part of it, yeah. But
Because you get that nice, that two-way
so anyway,
couch.
yeah, we had to do this. It's something similar that happened with X-Men 97. We're gonna be
Yeah.
late, but
What day
it
was
is
that
what it
on?
is. It was on Wednesday, I think, and we were recording on Tuesdays
Dicks
at that
with
time.
your fucking Wednesdays.
And then we shifted for the boys. I don't know. Point is this: we're gonna talk about the Penguin,
Tonight, yeah.
and then we're gonna do some other fun things.
And we won't talk about Agatha because we've already talked about that. We'll talk about Agatha next week.
Yes.
And we'll be basically...
When we start talking about Penguin episode
We'll
3,
we'll basically be 6 days behind on Agatha, but...
next week we'll
We had to make a call, and as much as I'm enjoying Agatha all along...
and we're both busy. Like it just didn't
prefer
work out.
I prefer to get on the Penguin first, closer,
Oh yeah.
because it's a more enjoyable show to me.
Oh man, I fucking love this show.
I like both shows, but
I
when
do,
it comes
but
down
the
to
Penguin I'm enjoying a lot more. Oh my god, I'm eating the shit up, eating it up.
oh well.
Before we
speaking
do
of
that-
eating up.
Wait, is
Whoa! Oh yeah, let's pause it.
Hey. Yeah. There it is. All right. I love that you keep scatting underneath it.
Do you still have the Mayhem Comics sounder on there?
Not on my phone. I still have it somewhere.
I'm gonna have you send it to me. I think I have it too somewhere.
So anyway, what do we got today, Tyler?
Well, I knew it was kind of a little bit of a thin show, and so I was at the gas station, and I have never had these, which is funny because I love donuts. And these are donuts, the Hostess donuts, which are the little tiny donuts, and I like the frosted ones, which is chocolate and then vanilla on the inside, right? They do have double chocolate ones, which I am not a fan of. I need to cut my chocolate with.
I need a little vanilla.
I need a little bit of vanilla. It's like
You're so white.
You
vanilla.
It's like yeah. Anyway, so we got honey bun style donuts. Now I'm assuming these are just gonna taste like goddamn glazed fucking donuts, but I mean I don't know, right?
Why are you so mad at me?
I'm not mad. It's kind of a piss poor. Oh, Jesus Christ! Do you want it? Yeah. It's kind of a piss poor, kind of half last minute,
You didn't need to. I don't know why you took it upon yourself to do that.
Oh, you know what? I take it upon myself to do a lot of things.
I took it upon myself to do it.
Okay, so honey bun donuts.
Oh, don't call me that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh. Let's turn down. I'm mad about that.
So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific.
That's what you sound like. Right into the microphone.
Oh my God.
That's how I feel about it.
I mean, easily.
I'll eat your ass.
Oh, dude, that was dope as fuck.
I'm going to say.
Nice.
Nice.
They're all right.
Really? You are
You're a fuck.
You are a fucking dick. You are a fuck. Sometimes we get really mad at each other.
Wow. Yeah. You. How dare you?
What do you mean? Nice.
Bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You
Get out of my house.
Wow.
It is insane. It blows my mind.
So
That was your taste buds.
right. Well, here's the thing: is I expected just a Plain old glazed donut. You know, we've all had donuts that are glazed with something. All of us, man.
Wow.
So, I think it calls for sloppy. Yeah, nice. Good job. Way to be on the same one.
That's 170 episodes of chemistry.
That's called rapport, motherfucker. All
Ever
right.
heard of it?
You can't buy it. You're either born.
Come in!
So okay, so I was expecting just a glazed donut, but it tastes like a honey bun.
It does.
If you eat a honey bun, you know what I'm talking about. If you eat a honey bun, you'll never forget it. And that is what.
What does that mean, Tyler? What do you mean by that?
That is what you're eating with this, but it's a donut form. Now, we had the blueberry muffin flavored Kit Kat a long time ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, that tasted exactly like a blueberry muffin. But then you realize you're not eating something spongy and moist. You're eating something waxy and hard. Wait, let me try it again. You're not eating something spongy and moist. You're eating something waxy.
Cheeky, what cheeky?
That was a total accident.
Look up the soundboard. But again, the Kit Kat, it's not the same thing because a donut and a honey bun are largely, they're both pastries, they're both, bread type, So
Apologies
it's
to Taika Waititi, by the way.
not, yeah. The point is that you're not going like, whoa, this is just crazy, like you were with the blueberry muffin Kit Kats. Those made me
Wow!
those made me want to run out in the street and go, "Are you insane?"
So I'm coming day and night.
That's not what I
I mean,
was
it's
doing.
terrific.
No.
You weren't?
Those blueberry muffin Kit Kat. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you burping away from the mic.
You're welcome, America. So,
Let's talk about the penguin.
yeah.
I did it last episode, too. This one's called The Inside Man. And so we're dealing with the repercussions of Penguin framing the Marconis. They're called Marconis. The Radio Awards.
Yeah. The Marconis. Those fucking Marconis. The goddamn AM and
Hey,
FM.
listen to me. If you want to take over Gotham, you start the radios.
Listen, the Marconis got FM all locked up. We got to try and start hitting them at AM end.
Before you can be a TV show, you got to be a radio show. What the fuck are we doing? All right, episode 2.
Those fucking Marconis, man. Okay. So, episode 2. I like the episode. I really am enjoying the characterization and the acting of Kristen Milioti as the Hangman.
Oh, she's fantastic.
She's shown this side. Her character basically is a manipulator.
Yeah.
But there's sides of her that we're starting to see in this episode of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And you can tell that in her mind, vulnerability is weakness. And in this character's mind. And so it's wonderful to see. And I got to be honest, I am pleased as punch by the ending.
Oh, everybody is. Everybody's losing their minds
awesome.
over this.
I can't
this
wait.
ending.
I can't wait to see them both just. Spoiler alert, by the way. Whoops.
Whoops. Oh yeah, it's
Do we even have that anymore?
it's in here, but I gotta look for it because I'm blind.
Well, we got time. I'm
we
the
got
audi-
time
I'm sure the audience
to
won't mind.
find that pizza.
I'm sure the audience won't mind just
Did I leave
going
it?
through some old. Just play some. Why are you not playing them? Play them.
I don't have them.
No, but I mean, play them if you're not sure what they are, so we can hear them.
Okay, well,
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want.
give
these
those people a
air.
plot. Let's talk about the penguin.
Hey, Cohagen, have you seen Air?
It's a good movie
It's a good movie.
about the Nike.
It's got Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon. Cohagen.
Get your ass to Moss.
So the penguin, episode 2, The Inside Man.
We could Netflix and chill, Cohagen.
Interesting intro. We start with Sophia, and it's what you think is a flashback
Uh-huh.
of him seeing her in Arkham. And then he puts his hand up and he's missing a pinky like we saw him at the end of the episode. So
You
like,
quickly realize.
oh, it's a dream sequence.
Yeah. It's not too long before it's like, what?
Because then he gets fucking shot.
Yeah, and then the thing comes down, and then she's
Yeah.
being held by.
Oh, and there's like flashing lights that
she's
are like,
being held by her psychiatrist. Now,
yeah,
to me, what I don't know about you, but I think he is trying to manipulate her. You know what I mean? The psychiatrist character.
Interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
think that her best interests are at heart for him.
So it's
You know, does that?
yeah.
Did you feel that too?
Well, I wanted to bring this up because I thought this was interesting because he's using flashing light therapy.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when he pulls her out of it,
Yeah, she's
you
still
see the
seeing it.
lights
That's right.
dim
Yep, I
out
forgot about
or like flash out or whatever. But it's interesting because I'm wondering what they're trying to do with that because this is how fucking nerdy I am and how into Batman I am. I never finished it, but Spotify had a
Oh yeah,
scripted podcast with Winston Duke as Batman.
nice.
It was about Batman, and he forgets. It's the whole thing is like he doesn't remember he's Batman,
Uh-huh.
and he's like the first episode of that. He's getting pulled out of flashing lights therapy, similar to this. So I'm like, did they listen to that and kind of get that idea? And
I
kinda
mean, it's
incorporate
not
that?
out of
That's kind of a cool.
It's not out of the world, especially you
It
know
could
what?
just be a coincidence.
Who knows if flashing light therapy isn't some new trendy thing?
That's what I mean. It could be a total coincidence. I don't know. But so that whole
and,
thing.
and let me stress, like him holding her afterwards. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way he acts towards her, and I think he's in a flashback later on,
Yeah.
or we've seen him before.
something. Yeah.
The character doesn't seem like he has her best interests at heart, is what I'm saying. Not totally.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that he's trying to help her, but I also think that underneath he's got some sinister shit going on. So I'm wary about that character. Because like it or not, I like her, even though she's a serial killer.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I know, right?
You can change her. So
All it takes is
we're not going to break down the whole entire episode, but
Why not?
I think the follow up for that of like, okay, we see that and we kind of get more of an understanding of her, and then we go right into the consequences of the last episode, and we see Sal Maroni's wife being involved,
Yep.
and we're seeing she's in like the Persian Turkish mafia is getting involved, and that's kind of his operation. Like she kind of moved out the Italian thing and brought that in, and like adds that whole other dynamic. And then there's Penguin again plotting. He's like, "Here, take my fucking drops. You can have." And then Sal's like, "All right, I'll take the drops and I'll say that I killed him. Whatever."
Yeah. And we also see Sophia paying a crooked cop with drops to find out who really killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she knows it was. Well, that comes. That comes.
That's
in
around
play.
the same time.
And then
Yeah.
also there's that whole thing of like, so then Penguin in that meeting sets up of like, okay, here's how I'll have your guys planted here, and you're gonna fucking hit.
That was
I won't
awesome.
be in the car. You'll hit us, and I'll be in the follow car. Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
And so
Go
he's
ahead
trying
and
to do
riddle
that.
the fucking van
but
with bullets.
He's trying to do that, but then Johnny fucks that up and says, "No, you ride in the armored car. It's your operation." And so this is what I continue to love about this show. And what I think encapsulates him so much is this show is effortlessly this really gritty crime drama, but also
funny.
unbelievably funny in a sense of like this fucking, because you can see the look on Colin Farrell's face, like this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Always, because everything he plans always gets fucked, and it's just so funny because he's just like, and then the whole time he's on the fucking, he's so Penguin, like he just nails his character, and like when they're on the FEMA truck. And he has to make the decision: do I kill the Falcone guys or do I kill the Marcone guys?
Marconi.
We fucked each other up. We Is
it Maroney?
I don't care. Listen to me, Sal Marconi.
I'm tired of your fucking
Open your-
radio waves.
Open your ears, Sal,
Come on now.
and open your eyes.
Just give me the time and temp and shut the
it's
fuck
Maroni.
up, Marconi.
It's Maroni. It's Maroni. Marconi is the radio awards. Maroni.
All I need to hear from you is some EAS type shit. Marconi.
But even then, it's just effortlessly funny. Like
That's
he's
emergency
like you
alert
could
system
see
for
the
those of you
annoyance.
not in the radio business.
You could see the annoyance on him
Yeah.
of like I
No,
have
but the
to
way
make a
he gets
decision.
out of it, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, how the fuck is he going to do this? And they start with just blowing the fuck up out of the car in front. And he's like, okay. And he's seeing this and he's like, shit, I got to figure this out. What am I going to do? And while it's going on, the driver says a joke. And then he goes, let me tell you a joke.
Oh, the difference between government and organized crime.
I don't remember what the joke
Crime
were,
is
but
organized.
Anyway, he's like, you got to know your audience.
The difference
And
between the
then-
mafia and the government.
So the Maroney guys shoot up the driver, and then they start shooting through the van, and that's when Penguin goes, okay, now I can take my chance. He shoots the two Maroney guys in the back. The two
He shoots everybody so he can get out of it. Yeah.
the two
Maroney.
no the
Falcone.
yeah the two Falcone guys in the truck.
Yeah.
And so then they get killed by the Maroneys.
Yeah.
Then he gets out, and then later he actually helps out the guy who was trying to take his arm off. Who he ends up getting killed later in the
Yeah.
episode. But he does that to show that
Yeah,
I'm still
to
a
say,
Falcone.
Hey, I'm still on the because he's,
So he
he's
kills
trying
a-
to play both
he
sides. so
kills
he's
a
gotta throw
couple
him off.
Maroney
Yeah.
guys, and yeah, it's interesting how he's like, and then somehow the Turkish
Did you watch the after the show stuff?
no.
The behind the scenes stuff.
No,
I wanted to talk.
what?
I wanted to talk
They have
about
stuff like that.
Yeah, you just say it's right after the episode. Right after the credits.
All right, I'll have to.
I was watching it, and they
because they did that with Barry.
they
a
talked
lot.
about that sequence, the FEMA heist is what
Okay.
they called it because it was the FEMA truck. They talked about the gun tech they're using, where it's not a real gun. It's a fake gun, and it has a camera lens on it, a
Okay.
camera flash on it.
Oh.
So they get the sensation of shooting, and it's completely fake, and
Nice.
but that flash looks like gunfire.
It's perfect because
And
then
then
there's
you
no
could ju-
actual bullets.
Exactly, and then you could just
Perfect.
and then you could just layer in the sound effects later, which is like, why would we
By
be
the
doing
way,
this?
the sound
we don't
design-
need real guns.
The sound design is fantastic when he gets rid of everybody in the truck and he's just walking through the truck trying to get
I watched this.
shit ready and it's just.
I had headphones on when
Oh
I was
my
watching
God.
this. I recommend it watching if you can watch it in the best way possible. Because the guns,
The
because
sound design is incredible.
just like
the
the-
music is
well,
great.
it's just like the Batman where it finds ways to like, okay, drop this, and it's almost like when you see a horror movie and they drop the sound for a jump scare. It's like this, but it's that sound to be like bam, like a punch or a gunshot. To just be like, this show is such like again, it's everything I wanted from Gotham. But they did the wrong thing. They followed the cops. I don't care about fucking
also
Gordon.
it was on Fox.
You know what
so-
you know what I give a shit about Jim Gordon is when he's with Batman. I don't give a shit about the cop before Batman. I'm sorry. Now this I'm interested in because you're giving first of all, I'm also finding out with the show how much I fucking miss mob movies. I fucking love mafia movies. So I'm getting that, and then you added the fact that it's in Gotham, so you have that extra layer of its Batman characters,
Yeah.
characters that I know and love. So I'm even more into it. Like I said it last week. I didn't want this show. I didn't give a shit about this show, but it is absolutely blowing me away. Like holy shit, this show's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I watched it. Did I watch it today? No, I watched it Monday morning. I actually had to pause it at one point because I had to go have a cigarette because it's that good. There's a part later on where Sophia's in. That whole sequence is crazy because now he's like, okay, he's got to figure out. He tells Maroney, he's basically like, you're fucked because you're the one wearing it and flaunting it, dude. So good luck trying to trace that back
I
to
did
me,
it as
asshole.
as a
you know?
sign of trust, but it's also a way to fuck you.
Yeah, basically. And then he leaves, and the Turkish people get involved, so he has to give the photos of Vidi up to her. And so he panics and tries to go get his mom and take her away. He goes out to his mom's.
Yeah,
or she
yeah.
calls him or something.
Yeah.
And
And then there's like a nurse there, like a night nurse or something.
I can't remember.
But there's somebody there that he's paying under the table to watch her.
It's
over
the
her.
landlord.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no. He gets
I
called
missed that
because
part. Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets called because she is outside without a jacket. You know, her dementia's escalating, and he tries to get her out, but she says no. So then he goes back into town,
Right, I forgot about that.
and he has to go to the funeral for Alberto, and he's late, of course. while this is all going on, Sophia and what's his fucking name?
Victor.
No, the guy, the henchman of hers. The bald guy that he ends up sticking the knife on.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't care. He's dead.
Sophia and her henchmen, they have one of the
I could look it
one
up,
of the
but I don't
Maroney
know.
guys
Yeah.
in custody, and he's actually working a double agent for the Turkish guys. So he's knocked unconscious, morphine or whatever, and they're waiting for him to wake up. And Penguin's making the rounds, and he's talking to some people, and Vidi's being a fucking cocksucker, like usual and whatnot. And
Oh yeah, and then Sophia, they give a really cool perspective of her at the reception after the funeral. Of like, she hears all them being like, "She's fucking great."
so she
Like,
decides
it doesn't
to be
matter,
crazy
but
and
it's
eat crazy.
But that's that, and that's the paranoia of like everybody has some of that at some point. Where you're like, you always have that feeling of like, are these people talking about me? Especially as someone like her, and like, yeah, she should be fucking locked up. Oh my god! And then the scene with that woman's daughter is fucking scary as shit. Like she's like, oh, there's something wrong with your beret. Like it doesn't seem
yeah.
like it, but like again, her performance. You said her name just a
I've
second.
got it. Christine Milioti.
Her performance, like it's not.
Kristen.
What she's saying is not creepy, but the intent that she's delivering
she's-
to this
she's
woman of like,
layering
will
it.
you leave me the fuck alone?
She's layering it a lot, and there's some clear.
I don't want your bullshit.
We're clearly seeing that even though because she's got an uncle, she's technically still the only remaining Falcone.
Yeah.
Because her father and her brother and mother are all dead, but her uncle is running things, and he doesn't give a fuck about what she thinks or what she wants because she's a woman.
And you also see
He's
him
old school.
and you see him repeat what her friend said of you should go to Italy and get away for a while. So she's like, and that was so again, this is what I love about this show, and this is what good storytelling is. That moment says everything. Because that's when she like lobotomizes herself and says, "You're right, I should go." And that's when you see that
Can I,
you see that switch flip where she's like, "All right, I'm tired of listening or trying to talk to this fucking guy because he won't listen to me."
Yeah. Can I just say also that if somebody was like, "Hey, why don't you just go to Italy for a while, all expenses paid?" I'd be like, "Yes."
Well, I mean, of course I would go to Italy. It's fucking a beautiful country.
I'd fucking
But
totally go in a heartbeat. So.
yeah.
If anybody listening, and you're like, you think I need to get away?
Somebody
for
was
a
like,
little
"Hey,
while."
Jake, you need to go to Italy." Sure, buddy. But even before that, because again, we're just kind of jumping around.
Yeah.
But there's another scene where Oz knows that he has to get her over because he knows she's going to figure him out at some point. Because every plan he sets in place gets fucked and he has to improvise and fix it. So he knows that she's too smart. So in the beginning of the episode, he's even like, we need to team up.
Yeah.
We need to fuck them over because he's starting to see the cracks and he's like, they're not going to listen to you. I will. I'll help you. Come on. And then to see that moment with her uncle and then her to call him up and be like, all right, I'm in. I'm like, fuck, yes. And this is what's so good about this show. They're bad people. She's a killer. He's a killer. But I want to see them fuck those other people
Yeah.
over so badly.
So he concocts a plan basically to fuck Johnny V over. And he's got the
got the dirt,
photos,
gives
but
it
he's
to the
got to
Turkish
hand it.
mob.
He has to
Yeah, 'cause
save
they're
his
gonna
own
kill him.
fucking life. And so he's got that lost, and then he finds out that they got the guy in the basement somewhere in the house.
Victor couldn't plant the jewels in the car.
Right. Which to me, if you get caught, you go, "Whoops! I was trying to steal something," and throw it at them, and then run away.
Sure, why? But he doesn't understand that.
Dude. I'm also don't.
I
have
would have done the
guns to
same
get-
fucking
yeah,
thing. Are
dude,
you shitting me?
Dude,
I would have taken it off.
I like the character of Victor. I think they
was
could
a very
give
human
him
response.
Some, give
Like,
him some
yeah.
more stuff to do. I think.
Can we talk about that real quick? What was?
Oh, when he puts him in the grave.
How awkward was that fucking scene with the cam girl? I felt so.
Oh,
I felt
yeah.
so bad for him. Because, yeah, you never really saw how bad his stutter got until he was around a girl and he's really nervous and he's trying to impress her. I was like, dang, man. And then the fact that he's like, I'll leave you.
In a weird sort of way, that whole moment when he's got him
It's
down
endearing,
in the
too.
grave, he's like you can see because of the character and how multi-layered and how well the performance is, you can tell that in Penguin's mind, what he's doing to him with the grave shit is
Waking him up.
healthy
Yeah.
and good parenting.
It'd be like, this is how fucking serious this is. I had to kill 2 people today.
So you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand, but I mean, obviously, there's different ways to do it. But I don't live in that world.
How
right?
else would you do it?
Right.
How else?
So I know Victor was like, "What the fuck, dude?" But I also know that he's trying to teach him, like, "Hey, act as
actually,
if."
I'm glad you brought that up. I think even before that,
I
the
still
party
wouldn't do
when he brings over the prostitutes, he tells him the story of how he got into the Falcone family business.
Yeah.
As a way of like to say I saw something in you and I'm giving you this opportunity and I'm gonna win and I want you on my team. And then it's really cool again, such great writing to have that come back around and have that moment where he goes, get in there and lay with them because that's what happens when you don't fucking do what I tell you to do.
Yep.
So do what I tell you to do. And if you can't, like, it pretty much just say, like, get over it because you're going to have to do some shit you might not, he's like, you plant the fucking jewels in the car, you figure it out. Because this is what happens if you don't, if you fuck up. You're dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, God damn. And this whole time I'm thinking, and that's when I texted you, or I tweeted about it. I'm like, a show about Oswald Cobblepot about the Penguin should not be this damn good.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how good this show is. And and another thing about it too, I really hope they bring back Sophia. I hope she makes it out of this show, and I hope Penguin gets out of it because I want to see Battinson beat the shit out of Penguin again. You know what I mean? Like, because I know they're going to build him up to be this and I love the idea that this is kind of laying the foundation for Batman Part 2 and kind of leans to where we're going. And that's what I mean. I can't wait for the show to build this guy up and he's triumphant and then just watch Batman beat the shit out of him because he's a bad guy.
He is. He's a bad
He
guy.
kills people.
Yeah.
What are you showing me? God, and I love his accent in this, like his New York, a Bronx tale.
I mean, you got to
God,
think
he's so
about
good
how
at this.
many fucking prosthetics he has to wear for that role. Especially the one where he was completely naked.
Yeah. And he made the joke about the fake dick, that he had a fake penguin dick. It was great. It was Velcro. Just came right off.
So yeah, good episode.
No, yeah, the fact that they had to do full body prosthetics in the first episode. Jesus. I'm wondering if that's probably what they shot last. Because they're like, if we're going to have to get this all, you know what I mean? We got to get this done. Maybe. I'm interested to see how the shooting would have worked with those prosthetics. Because, I mean, first of all, yeah, he's probably... It just reminds me of the Jim Carrey story. At some point, you're going to go insane because you have to sit in that chair.
I can't believe that any of it is CGI'd.
No,
It's
that's
gotta-
all.
it's
That looks
gotta
all
all be
practical.
prosthetics.
Because
Yeah.
it definitely looks like it's.
Yeah, there's no... You can tell when it's CGI'd.
Yeah.
So, good show.
I also love that when she's walking away from him, he's like, "What are we running a freaking marathon here?" And he's like,
Yeah.
limping behind her. I fucking love it, man. It makes me want to go back and watch Goodfellas and shit. It's really scratching an itch.
The in-universe for, we're going to find out what happened to his brothers and how he got his scars and stuff, of course, during this show, I'm sure. And we're going to figure out what happened to his foot and everything. But the in-universe explanations for, why they call
Why
him
he
Penguin.
looks like that, yeah.
Is he's scarred up, so his nose is
Yeah.
kind of hooked. But he also walks like that because of his foot.
Yeah, he's got a waddle.
Yes.
I love it. And again, that's what makes me think of when I talked about Batman and what makes Batman so iconic. It's not just the fact that so many people can iterate on him. It's his freaking rogues gallery. The fact that we have we have 2 Joker focused movies. We have a Penguin show.
We've talked about it before. Honestly, there's the 3 top superheroes in the world, and in no particular order: Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman.
Yeah.
Why? Largely because they all 3 have rogues galleries that are deep and rich, and far above and away better than even Wonder Woman is the next tier,
and they have to be.
She has 1.
They have to be because they have to be bigger and badder and better than those characters. And so it only makes sense that they're so deep and shit, man. I never would have thought in 2024 that we'd have a really fucking solid Penguin show, but here we are. Here
Well,
we are.
I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to see the fucking Green Lantern show.
Jesus, who knows? Oh, Creature Commandos is supposed to come out by the end of the year. I'm pretty sure.
That's true.
Oh, and then you know.
So I know I'm watching Deadpool and Wolverine when I get home tonight.
Oh yeah, that's on Disney Plus.
We just talked about that.
Oh, but I'm not gonna myself, yeah.
If everybody's here.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. Give me that Gambit movie and give me that shitty accent too.
Sure.
I want it.
Sure.
Give it. Come on.
Kevin.
Better yet, make
What?
it a like a special presentation like Werewolf by Night. Just make it like a Disney Plus movie. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
The Gambit cut.
You know, I was looking at Disney Plus the other day, and can I go off on a little rant?
Go off. Sorry.
I'm flipping around, and it's like, oh, cool, Disney original, or Marvel originals, MCU, whatever. And one of them was Werewolf by Night in color.
Oh, you didn't know about that? Wait. Say it again.
Werewolf by Night in color. That's what my brain did.
Exactly.
You know. And here's the thing, like when you take something like Logan and you go like, it'd be kind of a neat thing is
Make it black and white.
Make it black and white. Like, ooh, that's a cool way to like add like some layers to that, But when you colorize something, now granted, I know they just basically did they shoot in black and white?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, these days, anything has a black and white filter. I mean, they probably just filter that on later.
That's what I'm thinking is that they just didn't
Yeah.
use the filter.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I'm sure it doesn't look
'Cause
awful.
my thought process was I knew they were going to do.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. It's the same thing. It's just in color. But like,
Does it make it any better or worse?
I think Man Thing looks better, and you appreciate the practicality of his suit at parts. But because it has that very vibrant green and red eyes. That does come through in black and white, but looks a lot better in color.
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
No, he's the only thing that I'm like, cool. And
Hey.
by the way, where the fuck is a Man Thing? I want more Man Thing.
You wanted to go off on a rant about somebody that we both don't really
There's
like.
two people.
Ooh!
We talked about James Cameron, didn't we?
Last week we did.
Last time, yeah. Rob Schneider, that fuck. All right. Which who would have thought South Park would have been so spot on when they mocked him with Rob Schneider is the stapler. Remember that?
Rob Schneider,
Yes.
derper deer. Rob Schneider.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Fuck.
Well, because the former NBA player, you can say his name because I always mess it up,
Dikembe Mutombo.
passed away from brain cancer. But you wouldn't know that if Rob Schneider had his say because he.
After we talk about this, I have something to say about Pete Rose and. Okay.
Oh yeah, Pete Rose died.
No.
too.
Well,
No, that's sports.
go ahead and continue.
But anyway, Schneider decided to take upon himself and tweet about his passing, and say that. By the way, find a tweet from 2021 and talk about the COVID shot and say that. Well, I'm sure it's no coincidence that he had the COVID shot
Died of brain cancer.
and then he died, and then everybody kept being like, "Hey, you fucking ghoul! He died of brain cancer." Okay, like fine. If you're gonna be this right wing shithead grifter comedian, because as we mentioned with Zachary Levi, we know that's the failure pipeline in America.
Well, that's how you can still make money, even though you're a shitty white guy. White guy comedian.
Yeah, as long as we think we're owning the liberals.
Hey, my name's Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Seriously, Tim Allen can fuck right off, dude. You can fuck right off, dude.
Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, you know what this country needs right now is a show called Last Man Standing, which totally makes fun of. See, I'll have kids that are all like into the newfangled stuff, and I can make fun of them, and yeah, bring right wing politics back to CNN, Country News Network,
Country News.
TNN, the Nashville Network.
Nash.
And then Fox
Hold on,
is
I'm
gonna
trying to
buy
pull
us
up Rob
I'm
Schneider's
vamping.
tweet, so that's why
And
I
then
appreciate
and
you
then
vamping.
Fox is gonna pick us up and make me one of the most popular guys again. Why? Because dumb fucking white guys are all worried about their place in history. Well, guess what?
Jesus, is all this
I'm
guy do
making
is
it
tweet?
fucking
Good
yeah,
Christ.
dude. Yeah,
I'm trying to find this tweet. It was like yesterday. What the
doesn't
fuck?
matter, dude.
No, because I want to quote it because I want to show you how fucking dumb it is.
Well, Rob Schneider's a douchebag.
Rob Schneider is a dumb shit.
I think we all remember the very. Let's not lie. It was entertaining, but it's very a racist portrayal in 50 First Dates. He is not, as far as I know, any part Hawaiian
found
in
it.
any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it was
So,
on Monday, by the way.
For
this time.
him to, act that way, and for he's done it in many Sandler movies. So Sandler ain't,
Yeah, I don't.
whatever.
So Rob Schneider on Monday tweeting about the death of Dikembe Mutombo. Did I get it? All right.
Good job.
Sorry, I don't want to make light of the man's passing. That's not
No,
what I was trying to do there.
but no, you're not.
I was
very
just
good at
proud of
names.
myself.
It's okay.
Rest in peace. I'm sure this is just parentheses another coincidence, but I took a pass on the jab, and I'm not going to let anyone I know and who will listen get it either. He died of brain cancer, you dipshit. He went to the level to find a tweet from Mutombo from Christmas Eve, 2021. Rob Schneider, I say this with my chest. Rest in piss. I wish nothing but the worst from you. From you too. I don't give a shit. I give the worst for you. I hope you walk outside and get hit by a fucking bus. That's how I feel about you. Because you have shown you have little value for human life, so I have little value for yours. And that's what I have to say about you. You were never fucking funny. You always rode on Adam Sandler's coattails. Still do, because you just pop up on his tour when you need money.
But actually, when he was on Saturday Night Live, he had some really good bits.
The copy guy, his one fucking bit. Good job, dude. Copies. Anybody could have thought of that fucking joke.
Hey, when I was
No, I'm
growing up,
sick of
that
this
was-
fucking
That
guy.
was funny to me. No, it's not something to be like, let's put him in the Comedy Hall of Fame. No, but I'm saying like at one point he had something.
Hey, here's what I think of you, Rob Schneider. You suck.
What?
You're dumb.
What?
You're racist.
What?
You're bigoted.
What?
You're a misogynist.
What?
You're homophobic.
What?
You're anti-science.
What?
You're anti-freedom.
Kill me!
So yeah, fuck you, Rob Schneider. I mean that wholeheartedly because people might think that's harsh that I say I wish he would get hit by a bus. But this man, the day of another human being dying, made a political statement about his death. So go fuck yourself, Rob Schneider, and I hope you get hit by a bus. Let me say it again. I hope you get hit by a bus.
I hope you get hit by a bus.
Also says a lot when your own daughter fucking hates you, by the way. You're a shitty husband, you're a shitty comedian, and you're a shitty dad.
Yeah.
Is that too personal?
And you know, when you listen to her music, you're like,
Did you hear about that? The whole fat camp shit? That he sent her to a fat camp when she was a kid? So fuck you, Rob Schneider. I want to be very clear
she's a
about that.
talented musician.
Actually, I don't want to speak about for his wife. I don't know if he's a shitty husband, but I can confirm based on what his kid
How
said
many
that
wives?
he's a shitty
How
dad.
many wives does he have? So there you go. Hey. I thought I was just.
That was too mean. You think?
I think we could kind of back away off the I hope you get hit with a bus type of stuff. But honestly, yeah, Rob
Was it-
Schneider, go fuck yourself.
I mean, that was a little extreme, but fuck that guy. Maybe I'll edit it
look
out.
at my face.
Maybe I won't.
Maybe I don't. Come on.
America.
I was like, even I know it's red.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
I do want to talk about real quick before we move on to the long box.
Sure.
The
Sure.
double wide long box. I want to talk about Pete Rose because anybody who's seen the movie Eight Man Out, to me, one of the there's a big, you want to talk about who's not in the Hall of Fame and who should be and all this shit. I've always maintained when Pete Rose was alive and he died yesterday, But I've always maintained that as long as Shoeless Joe Jackson is not in the Hall of Fame or not allowed in the Hall of Fame, I don't give a fuck about Pete Rose. Okay? Now,
What happened with that? I don't know.
anybody who knows anything about it knows, anybody who's done the research knows that almost like 99% of the evidence points to the fact that Shoeless Joe signed first of all, he couldn't read or write. So when he signed whatever contract, it's an X, and he didn't know what he was signing. His friends told him to sign it while they were doing this gambling shit.
Yeah.
His performance in the World Series is nothing short of miraculous. He was the best player on the White Sox by far. So for him to, he didn't know that he was supposed to, you know what I mean? So he didn't have the intent to defraud anybody. And the fact that he's still being kept out of the Hall of Fame because of that lifetime ban, because he was one of the Chicago 8,
Oh, yeah.
to me, honestly, like until you start looking at Shoeless Joe Jackson, I fucking don't care about Pete Rose. And yeah, a lot of people have said if you put him in now that he's dead, that's hypocritical, and I agree. Furthermore, he's got tons of shit in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. He's just not a member of the Hall of Fame as a player, coach, or anything else. So I think it sucks that Pete Rose died.
I agree. Well, I agree that there will always be that. It's unfortunate that his legacy will have that damper on it.
Yeah. That
Also, I want to be.
black mark,
You made a good point. I want to be very clear. I actually really don't hope Rob Schneider gets hit by a bus.
Well, of course we don't.
I want to be very clear about that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it
Most-
happened, I wouldn't shed a tear.
Most of it is hyperbole, and most of what we wish would happen to most of the to the alt-right community is for them to understand how much their rhetoric and invective words,
Well, look at that. Did
how much they hurt others, and how indirectly responsible they are for how shitty this world is. Now you could take the tack that, well, us saying stuff about Rob Schneider is the same kind of thing. Possibly.
I took it too far.
Right.
But look, I'll
But
be.
when was the last time you heard of a Republican or an alt-right person saying, you know what, I was wrong? Because I haven't.
Who just I just openly said, you know what, I went too far.
Can I tell you something really else really funny? I've canvassed for a couple of different Democratic campaigns this summer and spring here in Iowa, and I volunteered for all of them. And today I applied for a job on Indeed for political canvasser. Can you guess which party was trying to pay me to canvass for them?
Wow.
Zach Nunn and the Republicans. So honestly, if you want me to tell you why I vote one way instead of the other, it's because Democrats can get people to volunteer. Republicans have to fucking pay people,
Well, it just makes me sad because
in my experience.
honestly, look what it did. It got me all upset and worked
Yeah,
up, right?
now you're a dick. Now we got to take a break, don't we?
No, but what I was getting at was like,
I wanna take-
that's my point. It benefits him to say things like that. And yeah, I can hear him. Hold on, we're gonna take a break because my son's going to bed. But yeah, but that's my point. It benefits him to make a tweet like that and get outrage from me and everybody else because we are saying like, I hope the worst for you if you truly act this way when someone dies.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Now-
Getting hit by the bus,
Now,
it's just
you
flavor.
could say, what about what you guys said when Rush Limbaugh died? Well,
Rush
different.
Limbaugh made a career
Out of being
and a lifetime
Yeah.
out of hurting people.
Yeah,
so fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Pill popping bitch.
It's a long box.
Tyler, it's the long box.
It's time for the long box. What you say? I've got something to talk about today. Thank you. That's really, really kind of you. Yep. I've had a lot of time on my hands lately. And sometimes when I'm just walking around, sorry.
What?
I'm not walking around. I'm sitting on my ass in front of the TV.
Sometimes when I'm walking around, I watch TV.
Sometimes when I'm just sitting around watching TV, I generally watch a lot of stuff that I'm familiar with because I don't like to just sit and watch TV unless it's something like new, and I like to kind of watch stuff that I've watched before and build Legos. Like it's kind of how I mentally
It's your
reset.
comfort food.
it's a comforting like kind
Yeah.
of routine for me, right?
I listen to podcasts when I play video games.
yeah,
and,
but-
like, that's my thing.
From time to time, I'll my smart TV gives me recommendations of like stuff to watch, and it's usually like 3 shows that sometimes I've heard of them, sometimes I've never heard of them. And one day there was one called Space Precinct, and I'm like, what the fuck is this
Precinct.
horse shit? And
Do you have a picture of
Space
it? I wanna see
Precinct, there's the title card. Don't take it away because I want to read off of this.
Space Precinct 2040.
Well, it's not
But why is it? Okay, why is there?
that's his
2040?
badge number.
Cool. Okay.
So basically, the premise is this.
Time out. No, go on. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. I want to hear the plot first. I got too excited. Time out. I want to hear what you have to say, and then I'll pitch something later. Go on. What's the show about, Tyler?
It's just a bad show. It's a really bad show. I'll say this: the production values of the show couldn't have been that high, but it looks like they did the most with what they had.
Well, that's like
the makeup
sci-fi shows
isn't
at
the
time,
makeup
right?
isn't terrible. The miniatures aren't terrible. There's not really a lot there. There's some CGI, but it's mainly for like title cards and shit. So it's not really like used. Generally, most of the effects are practical and stuff.
So, like, what is this from? Is this like?
Well, I looked it up, and it is a British television series. That's why I was like, oh, that was first broadcast by syndication in the United States between 1994 and 95. The series was based on an unbroadcast 1986 pilot movie titled Space Police, featuring Shane Rimmer.
Wow, what a name!
Now, the show
is
is
this a
not.
porno? Shane Rimmer.
You need to let me just
Sorry.
stop stepping all over my goddamn long box like you do every fucking week. Just ridiculous. I mean, we just get letter after letter. Like, I'm so tired of trying to listen to Tyler's long box, and just this fucking guy won't shut the.
Your mom needs to stop sending me letters. It's weird.
Ted Shackelford is in this movie. Is in the show. I think if anybody remembers him, he was from Knots Landing. My mom watched that show a lot when she was when I was younger. But the big deal about this show is that it was created by Jerry Anderson, and it's a combination of science fiction and police procedural, which sounds cool. But you're like, who the fuck is Jerry Anderson? Well, have you ever heard of a show called Thunderbirds Go?
Yeah. They're like,
The puppets.
yeah, it's like where Team America got their inspiration.
Team
from.
America was based off of these shows,
Yeah.
these British TV shows, Thunderbirds, Fireball. There's a litany of them. Look up Jerry Anderson, Gerry, and go find that stuff if you can, because the shit is crazily good. It's good, but in a really creepy way. It's like, hey, check it out, but it's all puppets. He's fine.
Oh, I thought it was like
It's all puppets. And yeah, Team America is basically making fun of Thunderbirds Go and all those shows.
Didn't they have like an actual movie that came out in the States?
I have no idea.
I thought they did one time. But anyway, I know it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm going to stop interrupting you. No, I do it a lot, and I do feel bad, so I apologize.
Do you want to apologize one more time?
I'm just saying. I was trying to wait for you to talk, is what I was trying to do.
I know. No, but that's one of the things I was like, because it was like created by Jerry Anderson, and it was kind of almost like, bet you didn't know this. You're gonna stick around to watch now, aren't you? And it was like, who is this? And I just looked it up, and yeah, those clearly when he pitched an idea, somebody in TV was like, well, fuck yeah, have you seen those fucking shoes?
So let me.
You want to do this with live action people?
But like, so it's just like a police procedural in space?
I watched about 5 minutes of the first episode before I was like, this is fucking stupid.
You didn't even give it a chance. 5 minutes. Well, you like, look, man, I got finite amount of time in my life.
There's two cops in a cop car vehicle, whatever, that flies, of course.
Yeah.
But they're waiting, and they're undercover, and they're waiting. They're on a stakeout with this informant of theirs named Slick, who S-L-I-K, and he is supposed to be like a bad guy and whatnot, you know, like a con man and whatnot. But he's also supposed to be alien, but he's really just an Asian dude in funny clothes. And so right away I'm like, okay, well, like, what are we doing here? And then they see this thing landing and they're like, oh, here we go. Illegal aliens.
Oh my goodness.
And of course it's actual aliens. And they're like, we better catch that guy. And they start like, doing the miniature, ships. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yikes.
oh, no. The one thing that, okay, bizarre shit. Okay. So they're sitting there on their stakeout, and for some reason, he's got some sort of food processing magic machine in his car. His partner does. And he's like, computer, hot dog with ketchup. And it, little bun shows up, little hot dog plops down, and then a little bit of ketchup. And he's like, come on, give me some more ketchup than that. And while they're chasing him, like something happens to the car, and all this ketchup just starts pouring out on his hot dog. And when they finally catch the guy, he's like, hey, check it out. I finally got my ketchup. No.
How did you say no to that?
No to all of that.
I will watch the whole
Fuck
episode.
off, dude. No. And then
What is wrong with you?
And then the second
Do you
thing,
hate fun?
Yes. And the second thing, I hate you. The second thing was while they're waiting, they called back to headquarters, and there's this attractive British girl, and the partner is like flirting with her like really badly. And it's supposed to be that part of the show where like the two will they or won't they characters, but it's super awkward. And even more awkward knowing that they're not even in the same room because one's on like a screen and the other one's like in like on camera. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
They're
it's
clearly
like a
not
video call or
Yes. They're not in the same. They're not even talking, and it's just like this is fucking creepy. And even the main character is like, dude, will you fucking leave her alone? Like literally, and it's like, yeah, what is going on here? So I didn't even make it past 5 minutes. But if you're bored as fuck and you wanna just waste 10 minutes of your life or whatever, go fucking check out this piece of shit called Space Precinct.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Well, Tyler, I want to talk about something I actually like. I want to watch this show. I mean, you sold me on the hot dog. That's a good bit with the ketchup. Because the funny thing is, he wanted more ketchup and he got a lot of it. Right? Like that's some solid comedy. Is it supposed to be funny?
No, I'm sure it was like those like those really bad action movies where they try to inject humor in, and it's like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just forced, and it's like, ugh.
All right, I want to talk about the new Energon universe. Energon universe. So, back in
Wait, before you start talking about it, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna ask?
I did have a question.
You're funny. So, I think it was back in 2022.
You know what that book really reminds me of?
What?
Nothing.
So anyway, Energon universe in 2022. I'm just waiting. In 2022, I think I was keep banging the table. IDW lost the rights to do the Transformers comics, so it was kind of like a bidding war that Hasbro kind of had with who they wanted to partner with to make their new comics, and they ended up with Robert Kirkman's Skybound, which is part of his Image. Skybound is an imprint of Image, so it's run by Robert Kirkman.
When just to kind of put it in perspective,
That's where all the Invincible books are.
when Image was first starting off and they started bringing all these hotshot artists over, in addition to the big three, one of them was Mark Silvestri. And he actually had an imprint called Top Cow. So his comics were Top Cow, but they were distributed by Image. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that, pretty much.
So it's still an Image
yeah.
book.
Technically, yeah.
But it's Robert Kirkman's baby.
But anyway, so Kirkman got, which of course Kirkman did. He's got so much money from the Invincible show and The Walking Dead and all
Oh,
that.
did we talk about how shitty Daryl Dixon is and how they're in France and I don't give a fuck?
Oh, God. Well, then the fucking Negan with Maggie in New York, Dead City.
I don't give a fucking fuckity fuck, you fuckers.
If you ever need an example of, as much as I love the MCU, of how much MCUification has really hurt art, look at the fucking Walking Dead universe. So anyway, Transformers and G.I. Joe are both licensed to Skybound now, and now they have their new Energon universe, which is going to blend original characters with G.I. Joe characters and Transformers characters. And then, because I read, so how they launched it is Kirkman did his own book called Void Rivals. That's a book about mostly original characters, and they incorporate Transformers characters into it a little bit, but it's mostly its own thing. And then they have a Duke book and a Cobra Commander book written by Josh Williamson. I just finished the Transformers book written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson, and then Mike Spicer, I think, did the inks or colors. Anyway, I will tell you this right now. This book slaps, as the kids say. This book is incredible. Okay? It is 100% unabashedly, unapologetically a comic book. And it is a comic book through and through, and I fucking love it. Because Daniel Warren Johnson, and I posted pictures of this on Twitter, and it was just like, or on Instagram, and I was just like, this is the definition of someone cooking. Like, when you read this book, this dude is cooking. I mean, like, I want to show you something real quick. What I've always said about Daniel Warren Johnson, what I've loved about his artwork, and what you've liked about it, is his onomatopoeias are so well incorporated into his art. They almost become their own characters. Yeah. And like this, there's a part where Optimus gets just crushed, like gets hit by this big ass truck, and the onomatopoeia just says heavy metal in all yellow on top of, like, he just puts words in places and things you don't see usually. Like, there's a scene where in the book where fucking Jazz drifts around a corner, and as he's whipping around the corner, the smoke coming off the burnt rubber off the road is forming the onomatopoeia that says screech. Like, how fucking rad is that? Like, and it just shows you again of like how good of a storyteller and how well of a control that he has over the medium. And I think it helps immensely that he writes and draws his own stuff.
There's a great scene a couple of moments later. A couple of pages later, there's a car. I think it's Cliff Jumper driving somebody, and the ver and the e like are right along the line with the smoke of the car.
Yeah, so
and
I mean,
then there's stomp.
And then, it's like,
and then there's an entire panel where Optimus is just kicking Starscream in the face, and all of the background art in that panel is one big word: crack.
Yeah. Well, when Optimus finally gets like the final moment of him like coming back, like this shit, like, come on. He just blasted, and then the onomatopoeias in the background says, "Oh yeah," in all metal. Like, let's fucking go, people. Like, this dude is cooking. I give this man every Transformers book ever.
We will be reviewing, and I think I talked.
I need
about
to buy
it
this
on the long box
and let you read it.
Long time ago, but
you know the song? Like, what the fuck? I love it.
He did a Beta Ray Bill miniseries,
I want to review
and
that,
it was him trying to find his own weapon.
Get a new Stormbreaker, pretty much.
Well, Stormbreaker, I think
or
got
his,
broken. I can't
yeah.
remember. But it was really
it's how
cool.
Beta Ray Bill got his groove back.
It was really cool, and I bought all 5 issues, but we're gonna get the collection, and then we'll review it.
Maybe, you know what? I think what I love about him so much, and I gotta get my hands on Do a Powerbomb, his book about pro wrestling, his comic book about that. But like, this dude knows how to draw a fucking satisfying body slam or a German suplex. Like, there's multiple. I never thought I wanted to see Optimus Prime pick up Devastator on his shoulders and just fucking do the John Cena attitude adjustment off of a fucking cliff. But I got it in this, and I want it.
But I got it, and I didn't even know I needed it.
This, you know what? This is how I know how good the art is. There are multiple times I'm pulling through this book, and there are splash pages where I'm like, I want a poster of that. I want a poster of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like, come on, when he's using the fucking, when he's using the matrix of, it's so good. Okay. By the way, the context of this, I want to make it very.
There's some stuff. Let me see if I can keep that in mind. What you're
Okay,
about to say, but
yeah.
but one quick thing. There's some things that we talked about. I'm gonna watch Deadpool and Wolverine when I get home tonight, and this is along those lines. There's some things that are so fucking good that we can't help just to being reduced to fucking fanboy status.
Oh, my
like,
God.
oh, cool, neat, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because
It
it's,
makes me feel like a kid reading this, dude.
yes, that's why
That's
we
why I-
talk about this shit and why we still consume this shit is because, hey man, I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't look my age. Jake doesn't look his age. We found the secret of the eternal youth. It's not being a fuck
It's just
and
enjoying
enjoying life.
awesome shit like
Yeah.
this book. No, dude.
Highly recommended.
And I'll get back to, I'll kind of explain the context of it for people that actually want, like, just don't want to hear me
No,
gush about it.
they gotta just read it.
Well, no, it is. I want to make a good
It's
point
about
that.
robots.
It
that
is well
transform
written
into
enough
vehicles.
that you don't need a ton of prior entry to this.
so
Like,
just
you don't
let-
really need to
just
know
let
much
them read
about it. But like, dude, there are so many times when I was reading this book. I work in my job. I take phone calls, so there's a lot of downtime in between phone calls, and most of the time I'm reading a book or something, or I'm reading a comic book, and I was sitting there reading this during work, and I was worried people were just looking at me at my desk because there were multiple times I fucking threw my fist in the air and went like, there was like, hell yeah, like there's just so many moments and set pieces in this book where I was like, God dang. And you know what it reminded me of? Funny enough, and Carter, I don't know if you listen to this show regularly, but I hope you hear this. It reminded me of your brother's books, and like the scale and the spectacle of it. So that's a big shout out to Carter, which I need to read his new book, Carapace, Wrath of the Carapace. I need to read that. Yes. But we should review that someday. Yeah, I love that. I love this book. I cannot recommend it enough. You don't need much knowledge of Transformers to really enjoy it. I think it does a good enough job to keep fans of Transformers interested, but also keep people that don't really know anything. It doesn't feel like they're lost. Yeah. Because they say their names and shit, so you know if you don't, you know what I mean? Also, Starscream is the villain of this version, this first volume. Because Megatron isn't in the picture yet. Because it's set up in a weird way of like, or an interesting way of, it's his own universe. The only thing that ties it to anything else is they do mention that I believe it is Sam Witwicky that's the
Spike and
Spike.
Yeah.
They mentioned his dad's last name was Witwicky.
Yeah.
Which is in the cartoon before it was in Michael Bay's movies. Snort some coke.
Michael fucking Bay, dude.
No.
Dude, seriously, the worst thing that ever happened to Transformers was fucking Michael Bay. And you know what, Steven Spielberg? Your fucking blood's on your hands too, motherfucker, you executive producer.
You know what else, by the way?
What?
When I came, because I got this from the library, so I came home with this in my hand, and I mean, like, oh
Not
my
your
God,
pants.
look at that shit.
Not in your pants.
Not my pants. So I came home, and my son saw me at the door, and he's like, he saw me holding the book and saw that. And he goes, "Oh, is it for me? Thanks." And I was like, "Not really," but but he opened it. And he saw some things. Like it's not like, I'm not saying like it's overly violent or anything.
No, but
he
probably
saw
doesn't-
a splash page.
Yeah.
And I could see his eyes light up, and I'm like, oh. And
Just wait.
And I'm like, I
Wait
would
till we can show you regular
I would argue
comics.
that this isn't probably for kids yet. I would say for a 2-year-old, no.
No.
But it's still written where I think it's not overly violent. But they don't show anything. But there's a part where Starscream. In the context of this story, they're all new to Earth. Like they just got to Earth not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Starscream picks up a person and goes like, "You're so."
Yeah, I saw that.
it's a parallel to Optimus steps on a deer and kills it and feels remorse and is like, I should be careful. I'm fucking huge and I gotta be smart where I walk. Whereas Starscream grabs someone and squeezes him in his hand and laughs and it just goes squelch. You don't see it, but I'm like, that's pretty violent. And I'm like, a 2-year-old probably wouldn't need to see that. But I had a thought in my head of like, oh, just you wait, son. A few more years.
Comic books.
3 more years, I'm going to indoctrinate
Well,
you into comics.
He's already into like Spider-Man and stuff.
Yeah. It's not hard. It's big and bright. All right, Tyler, I think that's going to put a
It's
bow in it.
time to put away the cocaine and take a little nap.
'Cause no one likes a bender in dealing with your crap.
I just want to say I love you, buddy, from the bottom of my heart.
Hold on a second. I just
Fuck.
I farted.
Yeah,
I fucked it up.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.